It has often been said that the most dangerous words in investing are "this time is different." And I've said this a couple of times before, but I wanted to reiterate it today that when most people say that, they mean it figuratively. They don't literally mean that something like this hasn't happened before or that is dangerous, but they will say, well, what has happened in the past is similar. And as a result, there's not a lot new under the sun, and this too shall pass. And it's not as though you have to shift your paradigm. Well, I want to encourage you to make better wealth decisions. And therefore, I want you to neither accept nor reject that statement, but to consider it on its own merit on a case-by-case basis as time goes on. And here's an example. It is my considered opinion that 2026 will be the beginning of what is widely recognized as a polycrisis. Now, there are many people who have identified the polycrisis in the past. I've mentioned Nouriel Roubini and Peter Zeihan as being two major thinkers, geopolitical commentators and consultants who have said similar things for a number of years already. What is different is that most people on Bay Street and Wall Street haven't really had that reality set in terms of their own framing of the world that they live in. So some examples: demographics. We now have a situation where almost the entire Western world is having fewer than 2.1 children, less than replacement rate. And as a result, we have this situation where everyone is getting older and living longer, and there's no cohort of young people that are coming up in sufficient number to replace the people that are living a very long time. That's putting a strain on our finances for our governments, it's putting a strain on our social safety nets, and it's putting a strain on economic growth. And everyone wants to have economic growth, but a lot of economic growth in the post-World War II era has been predicated on demographics and the fact that women are having lots of children and women are entering the workforce and lots of things are being done to promote jobs. That has changed. Example number 2, climate change. When people say, well, we've been through this before, we've always had challenges throughout history. We have never, ever in the history of humanity had a challenge like climate change. It is existential and it has knock-on effects, not only with regard to productivity, but also with regard to agricultural production, people who are climate refugees who are forced off their land because of flooding or because of various other concerns. This at a time when there is wealth and income inequality that will make it difficult for these people who are climate refugees to find new homes, which will add to the problems that we're having in terms of geopolitical conflict. We also have a situation where the post-World War II era has changed dramatically yet again. We had a Cold War that lasted from 1945 until 1989 when the Berlin Wall came down. And then we've had this bit of a victory lap for the West from 1989 until maybe 2022 when Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine. And now we have the realization that the world is not as friendly as we thought it was, where there are in fact geopolitical blocks, wars are being started, regional wars have the threat of escalating into even larger wars. And there are trading blocks that are being bifurcated and splintering, supply chains that are being broken down. And there are a whole number of things that may have happened in the past, but not quite as consistently. We have a whole series of things that are going wrong all at the same time. And the solution to one will quite likely exacerbate the other. I'll give you a clear example of that, and that's public finances. When supply chains are broken and jobs are lost as a result of tariffs, governments step in and say, well, we will help people by giving them some money to help them get through and to transition to a new career. But what happens is that the public debt becomes massive. And we have a situation now in Canada where Canada and Germany are the only two countries of the G7 that have a AAA credit rating anymore. The other 5 have already lost theirs. But now Canada is spending ridiculously larger amounts on military expenditure and in helping people transition to a new economy. That's different. We've never really had it go on in that kind of order of magnitude. Put it in perspective with regard to the United States, the accumulated debt for the United States is $38.5 trillion. It is growing by more than $2 trillion a year. And that explains a lot about why the president wants the chairman of the Federal Reserve to keep interest rates low. But we're at the point now where there's inflationary pressure and there are job losses, and there are a lot of things that are going to be putting a drag on the economy. And solving one problem, keeping rates low, could very well exacerbate another, inflation. So all which is to say, when people say this time is different is dangerous, sure, it can be. But this time may very well be different in a literal sense. There may be things that are similar to what have happened in the past, but there are literally things that are challenging us in the here and now that we have never had to deal with in our history. Just be careful and make better wealth decisions by filtering your thinking with the lens of knowing that there are things that are quite literally different this time. This has been Weekly Wealth Update, a Make Better Wealth Decisions podcast dedicated to explaining how current events impact your portfolio and the wealth decisions you make. Tune in for commentary on how the news of the week affects your portfolio and your thinking.